Right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Here we go. Yo, welcome back to the show. Happy Friday. It's March 18th on Rock 102.1, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com. Good morning, Powers.
Good morning, Beef.
And good morning, Austin.
Good morning, buddy.
All right, so we got the crew in here on this Friday morning. It's National Sloppy Joe Day. We didn't. I know we don't have any Sloppy Joes, but we brought ourselves a Sloppy Austin. We're gonna send him out on the streets to give out tickets later on, and then also, you know what I want to do differently today with Austin on the street. I need you to be my investigative journalist, Austin.
Yes.
Yes.
Gotta get your fancy press hat. What's he doing?
Well, you know, there's a homeless encampment that is growing out of control on the west side. It's like downtown, right? But, you know, we see homeless people on the streets all the time, right? And a lot of people just look the other way. That is the natural reaction to seeing somebody homeless or begging or even just existing on the streets of Tucson, which is unfair because, you know, you don't know how these people got there. So I want Austin to go up to some of these homeless people. And so we can start asking them questions like, what led you here? What happened in your life to where you are right now deciding to live sans home? Was it a series of bad luck? Was it addiction issues? Is it mental health issues? Don't stab Austin. You know, like things like that.
That's really all I'm worried about. Is this game called Please Don't Stab Austin?
Well,
like that's what this seems like.
Is this journalism or is it just a game?
No,
Yeah.
It's journalism. There's curiosity there. And we want to know, you know, because if listening to people in this position is the best way to kind of start figuring out a path forward to get them recovery or off the streets or in a better living situation. So, you know, obviously there are some crazies out there. I don't want you to pick the crazies. I want you to look at the ones that look like they won't stab you and then go from there.
Judge a book by its cover is what he's asking.
You have
There
to.
are surprises out there. The nicest looking person could be the one to shank me.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
That's true. So whoever you approach this morning, you have to size up real quick and ask yourself, can I take this person out? Is it one of those situations where, you know, if I have to defend myself, I'm going to get the upper hand? I mean, honestly, and then approach them.
I'll
And
do an ocular pat down.
yeah,
That's what I'll do.
I think the good thing is, though, you know, when you're doing this, if I sent, say, you down, Powers, this wouldn't work. If I sent down somebody in a suit and tie like Dan Mari's, it wouldn't work. But I'm sending somebody who looks homeless to talk to homeless people. That could work, right? Because it might be a situation where if we start asking questions, or if Austin's like, "Hey, can I ask you, you know, what led you to being homeless?" The homeless person might turn around and say, "Well, can I ask you what led you to be homeless?"
True.
Working for Rock 102.1 KFMA.
KFMA. So
That's
true, but also me and Dan Moore's smart Austin.
Come on,
Not the smartest
For
of the-
streets.
Yeah,
That's
street
harsh.
smarts. You need
Yeah.
those street smarts.
You got the street smarts, right?
Somewhat.
Yeah, from Grand Theft Auto.
From GTA.
Yeah.
No, I've had some experiences that have made me a little wiser on the streets.
Well, I
For
hope.
sure.
Right.
This sounds dangerous,
Yes.
offensive,
Right.
and I mean it's A+ material for your sort of thing. But
Yeah. Entertaining.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I thought you were leaning towards entertaining.
oh
and
no,
I think,
I'm frightened.
yeah. Well,
Which is
yes.
entertaining.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
sure.
And it's Sloppy Joe Day, so we could tie that in. And what? I mean, I might have, you know, I think I have a gift card to a free In-N-Out burger. I was going to give to Powers because he's my almost homeless friend, but I could give to you as bait to give to, you know, a person that you interview. If the interview is good enough and they're open and candid with us, then you give them a free double and say, hey, go, you know, feed yourself.
Happy Sloppy Joe Day. Here's an In-N-Out coupon.
You know, as close as I get. I don't have a free Sloppy Joe cards, Austin.
Just tell them they can just mash it up real good with their hands
Yeah,
first.
exactly.
Yeah. So we're going to investigate on that. We're going to have Herb Stratford in. We have tickets for Incubus. We have tickets for the Tucson Roadrunners. Austin will have those. We'll be giving those out on the street as well. And we have tickets for Steve-O. So that's some listener bait. Here's an interesting fact going back to Sloppy Joe Day.
Okay.
Did you know that Manwich debuted in 1969?
You know, I did know that.
How did you know that?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. I'm like, huh.
I was expecting you to go into this whole spiel about
Right.
it.
And Hamburger Helper came out in 65 as a rebuttal. No,
Oh,
I'm just full of crap.
Manwich. Is that something that you couldn't debut nowadays? You know, like we're too woke, we're too equal. Manwich was essentially saying, hey woman, make me something that's filling. Make me a manwich. I need a sloppy Joe with extra slop. And that was essentially the marketing campaign that made Sloppy Joe's a household name.
Wow.
Yeah. Now that we're educated on a Friday, let's get this party started. I have a morning moron that will make you ask his question. You've heard the question, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Mm-hmm.
In my morning moron story, the question is going to be revised. What came first, the chicken, the egg, or this guy? And I'll explain that after I play Corn Start to Healing, but we'll kick things off with a little STP on this Friday morning. Here's Interstate Love Song on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Phone lines are open if you want to shout out. Go ahead and give us a call, and let's get ready to have a good day. I did all the house cleaning. Let's go. You ready? We'll get Rock 102.1 KFMA. I'm very excited about this podcast broadcast. Why? Well, you know, in studio, of course, I have our very special guest, the film critic Herb Stratford. Herb Stratford just went to the Critics' Choice Award, and he posted a bunch of pictures. And you know what? Like, I've been biting my tongue all week. I'm like, I want to make fun of this guy so bad. Why can't he come in every day of the show? But you know what? It's not just fun me bagging on Herb. You see this. I need backup for this one. So, quick, I was joined by my friend Schmonty here. Good morning, Schmonty.
Nice.
Schmonty, can you hear me?
I can. Hello.
Doing good.
What is up, Schmonty?
Weird
How you doing?
tag team, Mr. Herb Stratford, because we both have observations that we need to share. We're going to be doing this on a podcast broadcast and live on the radio all hour. So join us on the Facebook page or youtube.com/bevegan. I'm excited, Herb, and you should be scared. All right. So we're going to be roasting Herb right after some music from Foo Fighters. And here's Mammoth WVH with Don't Back Down on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Be ready, Herb. You're about to quit the show.
That'll be 2.
Clear.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Oh my God.
I do have a little bit of an echo going on with you here. No, Schmont.
Oh.
Yeah. But good morning. Can you hear us clearly? Say
Yeah,
say
I
hello to
can-
Schmonty.
I can hear you guys clear. Maybe it's.
Yeah, you got an echo.
I've got the radio in my ears.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, now.
How about
And
now?
you're
Yeah,
good.
perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So say what's up to Schmonty, everybody.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're doing
Oh.
throwbacks. Schmonty's hanging out with us, and yeah, so there are some jokes I almost wanted to write down I was talking with Schmonty yesterday, and we're talking about ways to attack her, and we're just spitballing, you know, and I was like, oh shit, I got to write that one down. Oh, that's good.
Is that good? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, honestly, Schmonty, it's good to see your face, buddy.
It's good to see yours, man. I miss this, and now with the addition of powers, I feel so honored. I get to be part
I
of
feel
this.
honored,
Yeah.
Schmonty. I too got to be one of the army men. I remember when Bat Schmonty became a Tucson
There you
army
go.
man. That's right.
That's right.
I loved Bat Schmonty back in
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah, of course you would.
Absolutely.
You're a huge Batman fan too, so you know. I'm waiting for Austin to get a hold of me to let me know where he lands, and
So you found the tickets, or you got extra tickets?
I think he found some tickets. So I sent Austin out on the streets to give away some Roadrunners tickets, Schmont.
I
And-
saw that in the open there. Did he get murdered?
No, so we're not even going to do the homeless thing anymore because I did want to, do some investigative journalism. Considered he's like my Geraldo, right? And it's like go out there in the muck and find out why they choose to be homeless, huh? Right? But of course that didn't work because I was going to have him give out tickets first to the Tucson Roadrunners. So I sent him out to the east side, right? Because the people on the east side, they love some professional hockey. So I'm like, yeah, go out to the east side. We'll give out those tickets. Then we'll send you down to do some Austin on the street stuff. So he goes out there and he texts me that he's there. And I'm like, cool. So I get on the air and I announce that he's there. Go get those tickets. And then as soon as I announce it, I get another text like, oh, shit, I forgot the tickets. right? So he drove all the way out there, and he was late getting there to begin with, and then he forgot the tickets. So it's a slow news day. It's not like I have a bunch of great content to talk about. A lot of it's like War or Pete Davidson. So I'm like, I'm out, So like, great, you just gave me 5 minutes of just bagging on, Austin, calling him names and be like, how could you do this? And I even threw out the question, does anyone out there work with an Austin type character? And we got a phone call. It was good. But it upset him. And
it got too real.
It got too real. So then he came back and he was going to quit because he got upset that I was saying this stuff on the air. So then I had to talk him down off the ledge and miss another break. I missed 2 breaks today, right? Schmont.
Wow.
The first break is because I had to shit.
Yeah.
And I couldn't waddle my fat ass back to the studio fast enough. It was one of those kind of things. So I missed that break. I'm already feeling off. I'm like, damn it, I missed a break. And then I just missed the second break. I teased that we're gonna play a game to give out Steve-O tickets for Herb.
Oh yeah, that was like 30 minutes ago now.
It was.
Yeah, that was like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And now I missed that break because I was in the hallway being like, no, Austin, like I'm not making fun of you constantly when you're around. I make fun of you when you F up, when you like no call, no show, or you call into work like 15 minutes before the show starts. Like, yeah,
every other week.
Every other week. Yes, I'm gonna roast that. You're giving me stuff to roast, and man, I could say it's a generational thing, but I could say it's an asshole thing. I don't know.
Don't call him an asshole now.
No, I'm not calling him an asshole. I'm calling myself an asshole. People dropping like flies. I mean, you see me as a grumpy. I mean, Schmonty moved halfway across the country so he didn't have to work with me anymore.
That's a good point.
Absolutely.
It's true.
Yeah.
So
I
so
don't
much
even know.
happier out here in the state of Maryland.
I bet you are.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's all cool and calm and, tanned and rested and ready.
I grew more hair. Moving away from beef. I don't know how it works.
Shit,
Is that the cure?
don't you leave,
I gotta
Powers.
go.
Don't you leave.
I gotta go. I gotta spruce up the top.
See, I knew he wanted to grow that mullet, and now he's like, this is how all I have to do is quit the show. All right. So, right. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I give him crap when he screws up, and I try to, make him feel better when he doesn't. I haven't seen that.
Maybe he needs
yet.
a hug.
No, again, that just got too real. And I'll tell you, because again, it's because he screwed up. So it's what I guessed. He didn't just forget the tickets. He actually had lost the tickets. So then he's driving home going like, knowing and feeling, I screwed up. And he's freaking out. So then he couldn't handle it. Like, that's why it was like he really did finally for real screw up.
Right.
I knew it. But you've been screwing up a lot. So there's no, we don't have, what is it, a handicap for that.
So what am I supposed to do if he doesn't even go to give out these tickets? Because again, the whole goal was, hey, we want to get extra people in our cheap seat section for tonight's game.
Yeah.
And that's why I have the tickets. I want to paper it to the listeners out there. What if he doesn't even, I think he might not even have done it. He might have just bailed.
I thought he was just going.
Yeah, well, he told me he's just going. But again, I haven't heard back from him. And there's a chance, there's a possibility that he's not going to do it.
No,
what am I
then
supposed
that's
to do
like
there?
quitting.
That's like quitting, right?
Nah, he's not going to do that.
You're gonna look up into that cheap seat section tonight, and it's just gonna be him sitting in the middle of it.
Well, it's
Empty
just gonna be
seats all around,
Powers.
just staring at you through the crowd.
It's just gonna be Powers. Screaming Dean says, "Fire him!" Whoa! No, I'm not gonna fire him.
No,
I don't have the.
he does
ability.
need to learn a little of that responsibility, because when he's 30, he's gonna go, man, when I was 24, I worked at a radio station, got all this opportunity. They even talked about my band and blah, 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 blah. I really should have tried harder.
That's what I tried to say. It's like, dude, you being on a show, first off, it's endearing. People, that bit, they'll remember you, and there'll be people out there that feel bad for you and show love and grow love. I mean, that's how a lot of people came over to this show, because I was shit on for 3 years.
Yeah.
And, it's endearing to a certain extent. It's building character. Secondly, you want to promote your little sketch comedy group and your band. Like, this is literally a platform where we've been able to do both. And the more we build you up, the more likely you're going to be able to sell tickets. And so it's beneficial to you just to be a part of this. And all you have to do is take a few lumps, only when you fuck up.
Yeah. But that said, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. Schmonty's here. And why is he here? Because you were doing what? We're talking about all this nice stuff. You're here to bag on someone.
That's
We've
true.
already beat the shit out of Austin to the point of quitting.
Yes.
Let's see. I almost just left. Let's see if Herb decides to stick around.
Yes. So
Well,
we
now that
have.
Schmonte's here, it's going to be harder to leave. I got to tell you right now.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, we're gonna have a slideshow because Herb was just at the Critics' Choice Awards, and we have a couple observations right off the bat with this first picture. We're gonna be on the air here in about 15 seconds, and Shmonte, you're on this lunch break, so you got time to hang out with us, right?
Yeah, I'm good for about an hour.
Yeah, good, nice. That means we'll even play some games. Shmonte, you could play against Herb. Herb's terrible at games, so I want to give you a layup. All right, let's get on here. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. It's a very special broadcast. Joining me is my old partner in crime, Mr. Shmonte himself. Good morning, Shmonte.
Well, good morning and afternoon from the future here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he's on the East Coast. And, of course, we got film critic Herb Stratford in studio. And we are going to get to different things that we're going to be looking forward to being released into movie theaters and onto your streaming services this hour as well. But Herb was just a guest at the Critics' Choice Awards this last Sunday. Was that correct, Herb?
Yeah, I'm a member of the broadcast film, well, actually, Critics' Choice Association, and we're like about 600 member film and television critic group in North America.
Why initially did I get annoyed with you saying you're a member, and then Shmonte and I are both kind of jumping a little bit? Like,
Because
what
you
was?
want to say member, right?
No, it's not that. What was your
What?
thought process in that, Shmonte? I mean, was it the way he said it? That maybe
Maybe I'm looking at the photo and just the tone in which he said it. You know, I don't want to jump on her beef. The old me would have said, "Ooh, I'm a member."
Yeah.
But you know,
That's the
I
old
want to
you.
give her the benefit of the doubt. I live vicariously through this guy now. I love this guy.
Okay, yeah. So that's the old Shmonte would have bagged all over you, just the way that you said it.
Well,
You can't win her.
Well, no, but I don't know how I say that. It's like it's a critics group. I'm part of that group. I mean, I don't even know how to
because
say it.
it sounded like it should be followed by.
Yeah. Absolutely. It sounds like you're still wearing that scarf. Let's talk about the scarf. This first picture, you actually sent me this picture.
I did.
And I was super jealous because you're with, Hollywood's most elite creative minds director. And I still can't pronounce his name correctly, so say it for me.
Taika Waititi.
Yes, of course.
From New Zealand.
From New Zealand, who's in everything right now, but, basically made his mark by directing Thor, Love and Thunder. And Love and Thunder is the upcoming one. But the
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, that really put Thor on the map, saved that franchise.
He did some of the Mandalorian stuff too, didn't he?
Yeah, he's everywhere. He's working.
He's on our Flag Means Death right now on HBO Max. He's Blackbeard the Pirate.
Right.
I think he did What We Do in the Shadows too, right? I mean, so he's been doing everything.
Yeah. So did you have a conversation with him?
I did briefly. Yeah, this was at the, whatever I say, I'm going to get ragged on. So I'm just going to say it. This was at the Netflix after party.
Oh, geez. Okay. That's good. I mean, good for you.
All right.
Yeah, good for you.
Not everybody got invited, I will say.
Was it
Netflix?
now the old me would have asked, was it members only?
Yeah.
I had my members only jacket on. So
You did have this weird scarf. What made you choose?
weird.
Like, here's the deal. Okay. Taika is dressed to the T. Like, his outfit is pimp. That's a stylish outfit. This guy knows how to dress.
Yeah.
The old timey guy next to him brought a scarf from, I guess, did you get this out of a time machine? Did you go to a Goodwill? Where did you find a scarf?
It's a cashmere scarf, man. Here's the thing.
Cashmere.
Everybody in the room has got a tux on. You got to do something to personalize it a little bit, right?
Yes.
And I just want to point out, it took me 35 minutes and I was actually late to the red carpet, but I tied that bow tie myself.
Oh.
It was not a clip-on.
You weren't late. You were fashionably late.
That's true. That's true. I tied that bow tie myself.
Shmonte, what do you think of this ensemble that Herb was rocking here?
I mean, who could blame Taika for not wanting to get a photo with the Sky
It's
Captain
true.
and the World of Tomorrow?
Exactly. Yeah, it was an interesting look, but I mean, apparently it worked. You made new best friends at this after party for Netflix. For members only.
I certainly had a chance to talk to people that you normally can't get close to. Let's just put it that way. So, and it coming out of 2 years of COVID, I mean, I didn't know if they were going to have it's funny. So Ken Jeong, from The Hangover, right?
Yeah.
And everything else, right? He comes walking through the lobby during the red carpet, and literally he had 3 bodyguards that were like 1.5 feet taller than him.
Why would he
around
have
him.
bodyguards?
I know. I'm like, really?
Right.
Leslie Chow, you need that many bodyguards? I mean, come on, dude.
He's like, I normally don't have bodyguards unless I'm surrounded by critics.
That's true.
And then
That's true.
I get my bodyguards. Okay, we're going to continue this conversation on the podcast broadcast stream. Schmonty's our guest as well, because I'm not done making fun of these outfit choices. And we're going to go through the slideshow because Herb was, rubbing elbows with the celebs, being Mr. Big Shot. We can't let that go unscathed. So we'll continue the conversation on the podcast broadcast and be right back after this on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. Yeah, and I said to Schmonty yesterday, I want to word this correctly. And I was cracking myself up with it. Well, as far as the outfit selection, I'm like, you're not supposed to dress with the appropriate attire of the year that you were born in. It's a very old-timey outfit there.
Cashmere. Again,
Cashmere.
listen, I'm obviously the most fashion-forward fellow around here.
It's true.
The first suit I ever got was a tuxedo. It does also have a silk scarf and the white gloves. Because you got to decide what type of tuxedo you do. He didn't wear a top hat.
That's true.
He could have worn a top hat, didn't have a cane.
True. He couldn't show off his golden locks though if he wore a top hat.
I didn't look like the guy from Monopoly, right?
Yeah, Mr.
No.
Monopoly wears your monocle. He didn't wear the monocle.
No, he's
He
3
was
years away
just
from that.
dressed for the opera. That's all. Because
true.
it's very opera. You look like you're going to the opera.
It's true.
Super opera. Did you mention the Fox Theater while you're there? A lot. I
No.
restore Fox
No.
Theater.
No, I didn't. It didn't come up once.
Did
This
you
is how-
name drop Beef to get a lot of these photos? Obviously, like, listen,
Yeah.
on Fridays I hang out with this guy's name, Beefy.
That's right.
No, yeah, that didn't work. Oh, that's the chick from Showtime show.
Melanie Linsky.
Okay.
She's currently on Yellow Jackets.
Yes,
she's
Yellow
on-
Jackets.
She's on a show
It's
that's
a good show.
just dropping on HBO Max. I just got the trailer for it yesterday. She's having a heck of a career. She's from New Zealand, so she has the most adorable accent. I met her.
Did you talk to anybody who wasn't from New
No,
Zealand?
that's a good point. Well, Ralph Macchio wasn't.
They
but
just,
we
they
got
just
him.
put him in the New Zealand section.
Yeah,
exactly.
Those
Like
are the
Epcot.
talented people allowed to talk to.
So she got her break. Peter Jackson put her in her first movie, I believe, with Kate Winslet. I think was her first movie. And so she came to Napa when I was doing that film festival back in 13 or 14. So I've known her for a while. She is a lovely, charming woman. She's married to Jason Ritter,
Yes.
who is
John Ritter?
John Ritter's
Wow.
son, right? Who's
Okay.
also the sister or the brother of Kristen Ritter, who is of course Jessica Jones,
Right.
Right.
Wow, I didn't
So-
know that was she
yeah.
was John Ritter's son.
She's
That's
a Ritter?
Yeah, she's a Ritter.
Yeah.
She's well, no. Melanie Linsky isn't a Ritter. Her husband is a Ritter.
Yeah.
Jason
Yeah,
Ritter.
but Jessica Jones.
Jessica
I didn't
Jones.
Know,
Yeah,
I didn't know that she
Jessica
was the son of
Jones'
John
daughter.
Ritter.
Jessica Jones' character is a
Wow.
She was in
Wow.
Breaking Bad too. I knew that.
yeah.
Yes. 'cause
Oh
she's the
yeah,
one-
she
she's
dies.
the girlfriend.
Yeah, horribly in Breaking Bad. Anyway, Melanie's lovely. She's in a lot. She's having a great year. She's and she won for Best Supporting Actress in a drama series
For Yellow Jackets. Yeah, that's a great show. Now, does she speak with a New Zealand accent?
Oh, absolutely. And that's what's so funny is you talk to her and you're like, whoa, you must have a great dialect coach because you sound American everywhere,
Yeah.
right? Except in person.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah,
would love
very
to hear
heavy.
Herb Stratford's rendition of a New Zealand accent.
Yeah, what'd
Yeah,
she sound
how would
like
that
her?
go?
Yeah. Don't say mate.
Don't say good day.
I can't even. I was surrounded by so many New Zealand people. I can't even say it. I would embarrass myself. I'm not doing it.
All right.
Such a gent.
Yeah. All right. This is Herb with Macchio, making Macchio look like he's the Karate Kid still.
Yeah.
It's giant of a man. It's Groot with the Karate Kid.
High fashion Groot.
I mean,
yes.
with that shot, you're very tree-like. You're a tall man. And this is obviously Macchio's daughter. I can see the resemblance.
Yeah, I'm
It's-
glad you said that because some people would be like, "Oh, a younger girlfriend or whatever." No, it was his daughter.
Yeah.
Lovely woman. I've not met her before. I think she must be like early
She
20s.
does look like Ralph Macchio.
Yeah,
Right?
you see the resemblance
Yeah.
for sure.
That's
Yeah.
very unfortunate for her.
I think she looks all right. I'd throw a crane kick her way. So you actually buddied up with. Now, first off, you notice how these celebs, they will all wear black on black on black on
Yeah,
black.
it's true.
And you went with the classic "I'm a waiter" look. So, like, way to distinguish yourself amongst
That
the
or
celebs.
he's about to conduct someone's bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
Or the orchestra at the event.
Yes. Like, you could hire me through Craigslist. That's fine. But black on black on black on black is definitely the look that the celebs like
true.
to choose. And
Yeah.
it's smooth. It's a good look.
Yeah.
Now, did were you pitching projects to these people?
I
You
was.
Yeah. So,
I was. I did.
Good for you. Take advantage.
I pitched 2 projects. So and this, I didn't get a picture, but you guys know who Ted Sarandos is, right?
Yes.
He's the head of Netflix.
Yes.
And so, I hung
Pick
up.
that name up.
I hung out by the front door until he came in,
Mhm.
and he was my number 1 target.
Okay.
Wow.
And so I did actually pitch him, and he told me to email him, which is probably his default, but he told me his email, so I emailed him.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have that email. A few things in the
Church
works.
don't love it.
And then I pitched something to Maggie Gyllenhaal as well. So yeah, no, I was working. Hey, if you're in that room, you got to work it. You know
How
what I
did
mean?
you pitch Maggie Gyllenhaal? Were you like, I have a project, okay?
Well,
Now picture this. It's a homely looking woman.
You're so
right?
horrible.
It's a
You're mean.
very obtainable 6 of a lady who gets into a relationship with somebody way hotter than her. I'm thinking Peter Dinklage. Did you
No.
pitch it like that?
No.
I have a picture to show you one Peter Dick.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
Schmonty.
Did Schmonty see that? Go
One
find
thing
it.
at a
He's gonna
time.
have to pull that
One
up.
thing
That's
at
so
a time.
funny.
Yeah.
So no, I have a project I've been developing that I'm not going to go into detail on, but I always had her in my mind as the person for it. So I went up to her as she was coming out of the sort of dance area, and she was with her producer, and I just said, "Hey, I've got this great idea, but I'm having trouble getting it to you." And she had her producer from The Lost Daughter with her, and she said, "Send it to her," and she gave me her email, and I did that.
Oh, so is that a brush off, Schmonty?
I mean the email me or it's like I don't know. I want to be optimistic for you, Herb.
Thank you.
But the dance area, were there certain areas where people were allowed to go and like you
Well,
were not, or?
Well, it was interesting because there's actually 2 different areas. So this was in the restaurant. So the awards and everything was at the Fairmont Century City, which is this place that's been closed for 5.5 years. They spent like $2 billion to restore it or whatever. So it's sort of a cool mid-century modern hotel. And Netflix closed the restaurant on the ground floor for their after party. So you went in and they had, Netflix spent a lot of money. So you walked in after you got by the giant guys, made sure you're on the list and you'd been tested and all that stuff.
And I was.
And there's flowers like everywhere, right? On these huge arrangement stuff. And they had like this candy counter, right? So you could get like the king size of whatever you wanted, right? Because a movie theme, right? So,
now you're making Powers jealous. I mean,
right?
What
and then
did
you keep going in.
Yeah, what did you go for? What was the candy?
It's always the Junior Mints. That's what I do.
Okay.
My wife did the Butterfinger Bites, but yeah. And then and there were Skittles and other stuff. Anyway, so you walk in, they had this ridiculous sort of dessert bar, and then there's like the bar thing, and then there's like a like charcuterie kind of area, and then there's a dance floor, and Netflix had a basket full of like slipper like things, so ladies wouldn't have to wear their high heels because they've been wearing it for the last 3 hours.
Right.
And so it's DJ doing stuff in there, and then you go outside on the outside patio, and there's like heaters everywhere and little cabanas, and the cabanas I think were reserved for different shows, right? So like the Squid Game guys were all there, the whole cast, and then Maggie was there, and whatever, and so the Power of the Dog, because it won Best Director and Best Picture. So Jane Campion was dancing it up, the director, and then she sort of got into a brouhaha. I don't know if you saw that. She said some comments about the Williams sisters that got everybody all up in arms.
Oh,
so
okay.
that was sort of weird. She had to apologize for that on Tuesday.
Real quick, I noticed you didn't get any pictures of the Squid Game actors. Is that because you don't like Korean?
No, it's because it's interesting. They have their interpreters, right?
Mhm.
And they have their handlers, and they came in. I think it was 3 or 4 of them. It wasn't the old guy. It was the younger cast. And
Okay.
So they
guy is like one of the biggest stars in South Korea.
He is, and it's interesting. They came off of the red carpet and they took him down immediately to like this celebrity holding area, which later on we found out that's where all the celebrities went before the awards, because we did a lifetime achievement for Billy Crystal, and nobody ever saw him until he showed up on stage.
Yeah, he's backstage drinking. Let me check in with Austin real quick. Austin, are you there?
Yep.
All right, let me see that beautiful face. So where are you at? Did you go back to the same location?
No, I'm at Walmart on Speedway and Kolb.
Okay, Speedway and Kolb. All right, I'm going to mention that. We're going to get the tickets out. Look, I apologize for being rough on you on the air. I want you not to quit. I want you to be able to be a part of this fantastic program and continue to spread the gospel of Sun Monkey and everything else that you're doing. Like, this is the platform that will help build up your passion projects. All right. You just have to trust me. And every now and then, daddy gets angry. All right. And daddy does some spanking.
Yeah. Beef,
But-
with all due respect, though, I'd rather not do this over the live stream. So
Well,
Yeah.
I just want the streamers, like, if you don't want Austin
streamers
to
don't
quit,
need to know. The streamers don't need to know.
well, they want you to be a part of the show as well. So that's why
All right.
the only reason why I brought it up is because they want you to be a part of the show, and I want you to be a part of the show. And I just wanted to say that officially on air. Well, let me get on the air real quick. Rock 102.1 KFMA. We got Austin out. Where are you at, Austin?
Walmart on Speedway and Kolb.
Okay, so you see the KFMA van. How many pairs of tickets do you have? Because I think Mucho took one of them.
3.
Three pairs of tickets. First 3 people that want to join us for the TCC Tucson Roadrunners tonight, go see Austin, grab those tickets up, and you can join Powers in the Beach cheap seat section, okay?
That's right. I'm bringing wigs.
Right? So all you have to do is go to the Walmart, Speedway, and Kolb, give Austin a high five, grab those tickets, and then party with us tonight, all right? Thank you, Austin.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, he's not in the mood to talk right now. That's all right. There's
I want to speak up before we go back to Herb and with the cast from Squid Game.
Yes, go ahead, Shmonty.
I want to speak up on behalf of Austin. If I had a nickel for every time I yelled at you or called you names or gave you crap, I would be the richest person in the world, because that's what this industry is. It's not if you mess up, it's when you mess up, how are you going to recover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I had $1 for every time I gave you praise when we worked together, I would have $0.
That's how it works.
That's
I know.
just radio. It's radio.
And look
That's
at
all
him
it is.
now.
Yeah.
But so going back to the Squid Game. So
So we were just talking about how Herb saw the cast of Squid Game at the Critics' Choice Awards. Yeah. So what are you saying?
And so I'm confused as to why, because to my knowledge of Korean pop culture, The Rocketeer is a wildly popular movie, and you look like you went through the wardrobe of The Rocketeer at some point in time. You're just missing the helmet.
Yes.
Why did they not want their photo with you is my question.
Well, they didn't get that close to us. You know, it's interesting. Certain people, I mean, literally certain people have, security, right? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, and then certain celebrities, depending on their mood, they either want to talk to you or they don't want to talk to you,
Okay.
And I mean, this is the first time we've done it in person since 19. So the room was sort of packed, and I actually was at an all critic table, which is unusual. Normally they stick you at a table with people like my Las Vegas buddy, Derek Sante, was sitting next to Jared Leto. I mean, that's cool. I would have had a conversation with Jared Leto. So
yeah, he's surprisingly nice. Or were people shocked to see you like you were the thawed out body of Howard Hughes?
The frozen head of Walt.
You're right. Like, is this the year you're coming back? You might want to refreeze yourself. Come back another 10 years. Things aren't looking good right now, Howard. Right? So,
Oh my God. I mean, I do have something. So you pitched to 2 people. It would have been 3, but Ken Jeong had too much security around him. I had to
That's right.
usher him away.
That's right. I want to bring back Leslie Chow. Yes, exactly.
yeah. All right. Let's we're gonna talk about movie releases. There's a movie that's the whole plot premise is about a porno. So you had me at porno. All right. And then it turns into a horror film.
Yeah.
And then I misspelled horror, but you still had me. All right. So
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
me about X and how I'm going to see this.
So X is only in theaters,
Okay.
and I couldn't even get them A24. They wouldn't even give me a link.
Did
And
you show them your picture with Ralph Macchio?
No.
How
that
dare they?
might have helped.
Do they know you're a member?
Yeah, a massive one.
No, they refused. But anyway, it's Ty West, who some people, if you know horror movies, you know that name because he's a big director. Not only in the anthology sort of horror movies, but a lot of his own movies. And he's hadn't done a movie since I think 2016. So he's been directing a lot of TV. Anyway, this is his big return. He pitched it to A24 and they were like, let us get back to you. That may be too much for even us.
Wow.
So basically the story is set in 1979. It's a group of kids. They're like, hey, Debbie Does Dallas just made a bunch of money. We're going to go off and make a porn movie. Right. So they go off and they're in Texas and where all the good things happen. And they go sort of rent a place to go film this porno, but they haven't told the people that live there that they're going to be filming a porno there. So it goes from being a porno into a horror movie because, there's obviously some bad stuff in the middle of Texas.
Some creepy neighbors. My least favorite thing in any horror movie is the locals.
Yeah.
Because it's believable.
Yeah.
They'll get you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's great premise. And now I actually want to see a real porno / horror film. Like
Right.
make that a reality. Make it canon. Make it like I want to see actual porno and then Jason come in and do some murdering. That would be fantastic.
Well, this is 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
Yeah. So what? Right. I don't know. Again, I didn't get a chance to see it, but I mean, it's got a great cast: Mia Goth, Brittany Snow, Jenna Ortega. I mean, these are all attractive women, and it looks like, and Ty West is like one of these guys he's got a great vision for horror. It's not just the same thing over and over again. It's why he didn't make a movie for the last 7 or 8 years, because he didn't have anything new to say.
Right. Huh. You know what? And this is a great concept from a marketing standpoint. First off, women love scary movies, right? But guys like porn. And then you literally put two together. It's the ultimate date movie, and it's out in theaters tonight. X
and it's rated R, so I mean, it's not it's not like they're pretending. There's actual lots of nudity, and
that's fantastic. All right, coming up on the podcast broadcast stream, since we have Shmonty on, we're gonna have him face off against Herb. It's an age-old rivalry, Shmonty versus Herb. We're gonna have him play the last word, see who comes out on top. We'll be back with more reviews right after Green Day, so keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. All right. So have you seen us play the last word, Shmonty?
No, I'm unfamiliar. So Herb's got the advantage here.
I know.
Herb is the worst at these games.
Yeah, I think I've won twice out of like 7 times. So.
Whenever we put him on the spot, anything that's like, any kind of pressure, he immediately folds. He's just like, and I'm like, the category would be like movies you reviewed, and he'll be like, I don't know. Just as soon as I hit
starts
the timer.
naming songs for some reason.
Yes. So the last word is I'm going to give you both the categories, same category. Okay. We'll start with one contestant. You're going to give an answer. Then the next contestant will give an answer back. You guys will continue giving answers without repeating each other to the same category until the 30-second timer is up. When the timer is up, whoever gives the last acceptable answer in wins the round. Best of 3 rounds wins the game. Actually, I enjoy this game a lot. You ready for it?
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna try to give you something that
I know.
Okay. We'll start off with Herb. Okay, Herb, name something that is long and wet. Go.
Slip and slide.
Slip and slide. There you go. Shmonty.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti. Yes. Herb.
Garden hose.
Garden hose. Okay.
An eel.
An eel. Yes.
Oh, good one. A tongue.
A tongue. Okay. Gene Simmons.
Yeah, good call out to Kiss there. Rock and roll all night and party every day. I'll say a snake.
A snake. Yeah.
Long and wet, really? Is a snake wet?
Oh, yes. Your question made you lose that round, Herb. So, Shmonty, you're
I
up.
don't know how a snake is wet. I'm sorry. I just don't.
What do anacondas do? Hey, it was a movie.
Anaconda.
It was cinematic gold.
Unless you got one, son.
No, you're right. You got me, Shmonty.
There are water snakes.
You're right. No, you're right.
You've seen all snake movies.
Rattlesnakes can swim, man. Have you seen those videos? Those are terrible.
They float. Yeah, they do. And they'll float and they'll swim right up onto your boat. Yeah. So you're not even safe on the lake.
No, thank you.
For sure. Okay, here we go. Next category. Herb started off this last one. So Shmonty, you'll start off this one. Okay. Name a reason you think men grow beards. Go.
They have no chin.
Have no chin.
They want to look older.
Okay. Older.
They want to look cooler.
They want to look cooler, yeah. Powers and I looked at each other and we're like, thumbs up.
They want to cover a scar.
Cover a scar, okay.
They're too lazy to shave.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to scare someone.
What?
Unacceptable answer, Herb.
Worst answers I've ever
Trying to scare someone.
I was out.
Woo!
right.
My
So-
spooky beer.
Yeah, so it looks like Schmonty won the second round, which technically means he wins the game, but we will do a bonus round.
No,
A
let me take a
three-way.
victory lap here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny.
Well, we're going to do a three-way, okay? So we're going to be going the way we'll do it. We'll have Power start, then it'll go to Schmonty, then it'll go to Herb.
All right.
And all right?
Ooh, I like
Yeah,
this.
yeah. The three-way last word. It's very rare. All right? Triple threat.
And erotic.
Yeah, it is. All right, here we go. It's going to be a very revealing category.
Oh, good.
Okay. Give me a nickname the guy gives his manhood. Go.
Compliments.
All right. Compliments. Schmonty.
Beef vegan.
Yeah. It's short and stout.
I'm gonna say Herbie.
I'm so upset that he said
Of
that.
course he named his dick Herbie. Oh, no.
Not me. I didn't say I did it.
No, it's revealing.
Oh, my God.
It is very revealing.
All right, I'm gonna say Dr. Wang.
Dr. Wang. Okay. Schmonty.
The captain.
The captain. Okay. Herb.
The real deal.
Oh, Jesus.
Mini.
Herb got it. Got it.
He got in there.
Herbie, the real deal.
Herbie's
you
the
know.
real deal.
Now you know his sexting that he does to his wife. Herbie, the real deal. My God. My
The
God.
real deal also wears the scarf.
That's
Yeah,
right. He's got a tinier scarf down there.
He got a dick scarf. I would love to see a distinguished dick scarf. Be like, this is
Absolutely.
something that just, when it's like a black tie night,
That's right.
I need my dick scarf. Ah, Herbie.
Well, you have to admit, I brought it to that game.
Well
Yeah,
done.
yes, you did.
all
Yes,
right.
you
I'm
did.
proud of you.
Herbie, the love slug.
Thank you.
Fantastic. That was great.
Oh my
The
God.
neck curtain. So the slideshow was fun, and and Taika, did you talk to him? Did you have any great conversation with him at all? Did he tell you anything about Thor?
No, he was walking in, and it was one of those opportunities, right, to sort of grab him. And I just said, "Hey, I'm a big fan of everything you're doing."
He's like, "Of course you
You're
are."
killing it." And then
Right.
and then I just said, "Can I get a shot?" And we got a picture real quick. So, but it was funny because later on, outside in the outside area, he was like trying to get Ted Sarandos' attention. He's like yelling at Ted, and Ted's probably like, "Who's that New Zealand guy yelling at me?" So
You don't even think Ted knows who he is? Come
I
on.
think so. I think Ted does. I mean, some of these people, I don't know. Honestly, though, a lot of people look at that picture and they're just like, who is that? Right.
Well, yeah.
Because if you don't know,
Not
if you're not a
industry
pop
people,
culture
though.
guy,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? If you're not a pop culture guy, you may not know who he is. Because
Right.
he's not like Tom Cruise or, Harrison Ford or somebody.
No.
So
Yeah.
Oh, he's the New Zealand Tom Cruise.
that's
Yes.
true. That is
Yeah.
very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going
have
New
a
Zealand.
I have a question, Beef, if you could pull up the photos again. It's one, I
Okay.
think it's Elle Fanning.
Elle Fanning.
No,
Oh.
actually,
That
no,
wasn't Elle Fanning?
No?
No.
Okay.
no.
Let's see.
It was my wife.
Oh, that's right.
My wife.
It's
No, but
my
There
wife.
was
Very
one that
nice.
you were talking to somebody. It was a picture of a woman's back, and you were talking to them outside of the
Oh, here we go.
bathroom.
This is gonna be
Or-
something you're throwing at me. Okay.
No, I'm just.
That's-
I want to know.
That's Herb's lovely wife. Thank you.
Yes, the woman who I did confuse with Elle Fanning.
Yes. Where
Did
is?
you delete these photos? You might have.
No, these are the only photos he sent me. So he didn't send me
Oh,
the B-roll.
photos he sent you. Go to his
Yeah.
Facebook
Yeah,
page.
yeah, yeah.
You want me to go to
No,
Instagram? I could go on Instagram.
no,
Is there-
there was something, and it's not worth looking up. But you were
Okay.
chatting somebody up about their dress outside of a bathroom. Was the caption of the photo? And so, just one, what comments do you have on fashion in terms of dresses? And please,
Right.
please describe the dress she was wearing. But two, how many restraining orders did you leave that award show with?
Yes.
No, none. And I will say this time I didn't even get up to go to the bathroom during the ceremony, but in previous years, I did talk to Saoirse Ronan outside of the bathroom because she was coming out as I was going in. But no, I did not this time. No.
Did you approach her and you're like, I too am wearing meat curtains?
No,
No?
I did not. No. And Saoirse Ronan has a lovely Irish accent. If you don't know who Saoirse Ronan is,
Oh, no, I don't. Yeah.
I like. So you were giving us a big tour. There's a dance floor. There was the outside area. Where was all the cocaine?
That was the celebrity room in the back. That's why you didn't see Billy Crystal until it
yeah.
was time to do this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we didn't see the cocaine room.
I do have a real question.
Yeah.
How well do these awards at your Critics Awards kind of match up with the mainstream and what happens with like maybe the Golden Globes and then the Academy Awards?
So we've got a pretty good record. And I think this year, for example, we've got like 9 out of the 10 Best Picture were our best pictures. So we line up a lot of times on the nominations. I don't know statistically if we get winners the same every time, but there definitely is some crossover. And I think we're one of the better ones. You know what I mean? Like the People's Choice that's not a thing, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was going to ask about
Golden
People's
Globes
Choice.
and Golden Globes is like a popularity contest, and they invite people just because they want them to come to the ceremony and whatever. So we're pretty close. I mean, the thing is the different trades like SAG, right? Is that's just the actors, so there's none of the technical awards or any of that stuff, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
And then we have, because we've combined TV and film to get more celebrities there. Apparently, it's different because the Oscars doesn't have TV awards, right? That's the Emmys. So but we're pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, I mean, and I think Power of the Dog is probably going to win the Oscars. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's it won for us, and I think it's probably going to win there too.
Yeah,
it seems like you're putting the Critics' Choice above SAG. You guys have a little more wherewithal and insight than just the actors themselves.
Well, I mean, no, I mean SAG. I don't know. I mean, I think SAG's different just because SAG is just actors, right? So I mean, like they have a different appreciation for the skill than maybe the critics in general would, because they're hyper focused on their craft, right? You know what I mean? Whereas critics, I mean, I'll admit, we're I mean, the Academy who does the Oscars is almost 9,000 members, right? And we're like 600. So I mean, it's a totally different animal. But
that's an exclusive
I think
membership.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So Nick on the stream asked, who does Herb feel was the most uptight at the Critics' Choice Awards? So as you're celebrity gazing and you're going up and you're asking for photographs, did anyone turn you down for a picture? And who do you feel like was most uptight?
Yeah, I don't ask for a lot of photos because I feel like it's intrusive. So it's like I'll sort of see somebody if it's and honestly, and I'm not trying to be a name dropping D-bag here, but I do know Ralph Macchio and Melanie Linsky from before when I've had them at film festivals. So it's not like I'm just some fanboy, right?
Right.
Taika was a total fanboy moment. Taika, I'll admit to that, right?
And that's fair. That's a good one to be a fan of.
Yeah, I mean, it's legit. So, as far as uptight, I mean, it's funny, like Christian Slater was walking down the hall and there was nobody else but him and me standing there. And he looked at me and he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" Right. I mean, that was cool. He could have just averted his eyes. He could have just kept walking. He was friendly, right?
Right. He's nice to the servants.
Yeah, and then Ken Jeong, right?
He's like, when the hors d'oeuvres coming back around.
Yeah.
I really like those puffs. They're really good.
I like you better when you're holding that tray. Yeah.
But then Ken Jeong, right? He's got 3 security guards around him. He's looking at the ground. He's like, he's not very unapproachable, right?
Huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So there's
that's surprising.
Yeah. But I will say, my wife reminded me, we were talking about Sam Elliott the other day. My wife reminded me a couple years ago when Sam Elliott was in the Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper Star is Born, right?
Yes.
And she reminded me that I went up to his table and tried to say hello to him, and he was very rude. But it makes sense because look at him now.
Well, yeah, he's homophobic, and he just thought you played for a different team.
It could be.
Yeah.
I didn't have the scarf on that show, though.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm wearing the scarf. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that's it. That's Sam Elliott for you,
Did anyone have octopus hands? I'm not familiar with what octopus hands is.
8 fingers?
Is that a QAnon thing?
No.
That's like these celebrities, after they eat the babies, they turn into octopi.
Is that someone who's just very grabby?
Yeah, maybe that's what they meant.
Herb, who's a celebrity that will never, in your eyes, be able to win, or that you would at least not vote for in the Critics' Choice Awards?
I mean, in terms of just because they're a terrible performer?
Just because terrible performer. They've wronged you. You have their posters on your wall at home, kind of like a Ray Finkel, Dan Marino relationship, laces out, eyes stretched out with X's. Who is that for you?
Yeah.
I don't know that I have a great hate for, like, I mean, Schmonty has people that he, like, I'll try and bring up a movie and he's like, no, that person's in it. So not
You're
Schmonty,
talking about me,
Beef.
Yeah. Jeremy Renner. I don't
Jeremy
like his
Renner,
face.
right?
Yeah,
So it's like, some of you guys have like real hatred. Let me think about that. I don't, I mean,
Didn't you have a blood feud with Rosie Perez since Money Train? I could swear.
No, no. I'm trying to think if there's anybody I don't want to watch. You know what I mean? Like I'm like that person's in a movie, not interested.
Right.
And I don't know that. Well, okay, all right. Yeah, I got
There's
one.
somebody.
I got
There
one.
you go.
I got
There
one.
you go.
I got one. I got
Yeah,
one.
let's
Adam
Release
Sandler.
the anger.
It's
Cleanse
Adam
yourself.
Sandler.
Really? It's Adam Sandler.
It's Adam Sandler.
Get the fuck off our stream. That is ridiculous. Adam Sandler. He's a national treasure, Herb, and he's working hard to get those awards. It's critics like you that robbed him of the last project he did that was award worthy.
Yeah.
And it was the A24 project.
Hubie's Halloween was
No.
really just a
what was that
legendary
basketball
work.
movie that was directed by? I mean, I forgot the name, but it was really good.
No, I'm just not interested. And like in Saturday Night Live, when like the old like they do the reruns during Christmas and stuff, Hanukkah song comes on or something, I'm just like fast.
All right, 1 second.
Wow.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're just talking with Herb Stratford as who he would not vote for an award because he's a critic in the Critics' Choice Awards. He just revealed Adam Sandler. So his hatred of Adam Sandler, him and his other critic friends, you know, if you could call them friends, because I didn't even think critics have friends, all hate Adam Sandler, and this is preventing Adam Sandler from getting the elusive Oscar. The guy's been working overtime.
But I will do a caveat to that because
Okay, please do.
the Sadfi Brothers Uncut Gems.
Yes.
That I will say
Right.
that broke my rule because I was like, okay, I'll watch this, and he was really good in it.
That's the one he shouldn't award.
Yes,
He should have won an
I
award
agree.
with, but you guys, right? You
Well, I'm just
critics
glad-
all got together in your little critic troll thread and said no.
I'm just glad that you didn't pull up that clip of you guys, Shamanti and you, trying to humiliate me in front of Kevin Smith.
Oh yeah.
He talks about that.
Yeah, I know.
I do.
I know. That was an ambush. That was
Exactly. He
No,
told
no,
you.
no. That was
was a-
not an ambush. Those were the terms for you to be
Yes.
allowed on the show that day.
Yes.
That's
It was
funny.
a day in which you were not scheduled to be on. And we
Correct.
said, Kevin Smith's in studio with you guys. Hey, can I come in? And it said, yeah, but
Yep.
caveat,
You have to
you
read
have to
your review. Yes.
He's
Your
a good
review.
sport. He'd have taken it. He's a good
He
sport.
did take it. He
No,
was,
you didn't take
You
it.
cussed out. You
Yes.
you were like,
I told him it was not my favorite. I
Oh
mean,
my
I did puss out a little bit. I mean, I'll admit that. But I mean,
he
I
let
would
you
give-
he let you off the hook because he took the reins and back because I'm sure he's heard it all, right? So it's nothing new to him. But he just took the reins and just went down his list of favorite things that people like to say about him, and he would have taken it all in stride. I was very disappointed, and that,
Right.
that clip still lives on YouTube today. It's got like 60,000 views or something.
Yeah. And people are commenting like, oh, he pussed out. You know, like that's all the comments on all those things. In fact, I have an analogy that I'm going to say on the stream as to what you did when it came to not delivering that review to Kevin Smith, who would have totally took it on the chin like a champ because he's a good man.
Yeah.
You know, he's just like, yeah, okay, you didn't like it. That's great. That's your opinion.
well, he doesn't care. You know what I mean? He's Kevin
You
Smith.
still
He couldn't care
chickened
less.
out, dude. You know, still to this day, I mean, I don't think Schmonty and I would have been fired if you would have delivered on your promise to give that review. Am I wrong, Schmonty?
That was actually what HR brought up in that meeting. They were like, the nail in the coffin was when the arts and culture guy refused to actually give an honest review to Kevin Smith. And then, now here I am just eating dog food for the past few years.
Yeah.
Thanks for
He's
all
just
that.
been eating dog food.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Right.
All right, so
Yeah.
here's the deal. We ran out of time on the FM side, so we will see you guys tonight at the Tucson Roadrunners game. You can get your beef cheap seats by going to KFMA.com using the word emergency. Austin is still out there on Speedway and Kolb at the Walgreens parking lot. He has a couple pairs of tickets to give away there, so if you're in the area, stop by and get those from Austin here real quick. Monday morning, we have 2 major concert announcements with Win 'em Before You Can Buy 'em, and we're going to make those announcements at 7 a.m., so make sure you tune in for that. That's all the house cleaning. And thank you, Schmonty, for joining us on the podcast broadcast. Thank you, Herb.
legend.
But guys, go nowhere because we're not done. We're going to keep the conversation going on the Rock 102.1 Facebook page and youtube.com/beefvegan. Enjoy the rest of your day for you guys listening to FM land. Drive safe, ride safe, and rock local. Clear. Okay, so here's the analogy that I couldn't help but think of when you're like, Kevin was still very good in how you took it. right? So you were like literally in this situation, and here's fair warning. This is an X-rated analogy, right?
Sure.
This is you sucking him off, and just as he's finished, you go, I don't like you. You're like, I don't fucking care right now. Obviously, thanks for sucking me off this whole time. Like that's what it was like. That's the best metaphor I could come up with in the crudest kind of way.
That's Kevin Smith's brand. That's fine.
All day.
It's
Kevin
true.
Smith would love that. So, but I mean, seriously, that's how it was, and that's fine. I get it. It was
I don't
4
blame
years
you.
ago.
That would be very difficult.
Schmonty and I
is.
forgive you now.
At the time.
I've had many therapists that have helped me through that moment, and it really was a triggering event. But no, I mean, in Herb's defense, I think you started down the path. You started to give an honest critique of it. And what movie did we?
It's Yoga Hosers.
So here's the thing. I was even going to say, like, if it's not like you're talking about Dogma or one of his, this is Yoga Hosers.
Yes.
I love Kevin Smith, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he knew that Yoga Hosers sucked. He was super high when he wrote it and directed it. So
And he put his daughter in the movie, and I
Yep.
mean,
yes, and Johnny Depp's daughter, and he's just hobnobbing, and that's so he knew it. And an honest review would have been great radio, great video content. We still got 60,000 hits on that. Is that on your Schmonty page?
Can you? No, it was something I think it's on the KFMA.
Oh yeah, KFMA
Can
TV
you
page.
imagine the press we would have gotten if Kevin Smith made national headlines for strangling a film critic,
Just striking a man
with his hockey jersey?
Yeah, it would have been fantastic.
true. Or my scarf, either one.
Yeah. And it probably would have saved our jobs. I mean, in hindsight, I'm still working.
Hindsight.
Yeah, hindsight. But you ruined a good thing, Herb. And
Hey, Schmonty's at lunch every time this time of the day on Fridays. He can
no,
join
he's
us.
super busy. But
Daylight
I've been
savings.
trying to get Schmonty on the stream to ambush you for 3 months now, Schmont.
Quite a long while. I just happened to I was grabbing some lunch yesterday, and I went on YouTube to watch something, and it suggested the live feed, and I was like, oh, I'll check out the live feed, and they were talking about the Roadrunners, and so that was fun. And then we talked on the phone yesterday afternoon, and he's like, are you free? Can you come on and make fun of Herb? And it's like, I can't pass up that opportunity. I just can't.
I think you picked the right week.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, because I gave you all the ammunition.
Those photos
Yeah.
are great.
I'm pulling this clip up. Critic, Kevin Smith.
Do you have it?
ATV. I mean, yeah, here it is. Film critic reviews Yoga Hosers to Kevin Smith. I mean, there will be reverb if I try to play it, but it has 47,000 views on it.
Okay, so I oversold it. I'm sorry.
No, yeah,
Still,
that's great.
That's a good number. That's how many my Napoleon Dynamite reunion has.
It would have had 3.2 million views if you would have gave an honest review. Let's read the comments, Herb. Okay, so and I'm gonna play this for you, Powers, because I don't know if you saw this.
No, I've never seen
There is some serious ass kissing going on. It is not the it's not it's a love fest. It's not the bash.
David, I remember sitting across from David Anson when he reviewed Jersey Girl for Newsweek. They wanted to do a piece where,
and Kevin just took over the conversation too.
I think you. What's the timestamp there for a minute? Go back up.
Timestamp was 49 seconds right there.
Less than a minute. You pulled the shoot. You pulled the shoot less than a minute out of the plane.
Yeah.
Review starts at 5:50. Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. There's 5:50. Okay. Let's hear what he's saying.
That was for you. That was for you.
No, I would. All right. So here's the deal. I see stuff at Sundance. I'm on a press pass, so I get the schedule ahead of time. I map
At
out
Sundance,
everything.
you saw it?
At Sundance, yeah.
Okay.
So I map everything out, and I got to tell you, I'm a fan. Okay, ever since Clerks. So I'm right there. I'm right at the front of the press line.
45
the press
seconds
tent is crazy, and I'm like, I'm in. I'm invested. I want to check this out. I'm like, and I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I'm hit or miss. I'm like, hey, this is better than that. Whatever.
This doesn't sound like a review, Herb.
And so
See what I'm saying? Because you could hear him backpedaling in
hard.
real time.
That's so funny.
Like, you're not doing it, Herb, and you're not
Doesn't
doing it.
sound
I'm
like
trying to
a review,
remind
Herb.
him.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
go in, and the premise that you've got is a little bit odd, and
30
I'm like, okay,
seconds.
I'm interested in it, but it just didn't connect for me, and I think you lost me when we went underground and it just kind of got a little bit goofy.
That's where the movie takes off for me. Sadly, I like the rest of it.
15 seconds.
And I love the interplay between the girls. I thought they were great.
That's the thing.
Compliment sandwich.
That's a
compliment sandwich.
I wanted to see more of that. You know what I mean? And less of the
If I was
the
a
Nazi
better, smarter
wieners.
filmmaker, I would have just made a movie about kids in high school. But I'm in this point in my career where I'm like, well, anybody can do that. Make the Kevin Smith version of that, the one that nobody's going to make.
Yeah.
And that's the bullshit Kevin
that
Smith play right
nobody
there.
wants to see.
Yeah. No, he just like,
sausage Nazi.
you see, I'm being an artiste, and that's why you just don't understand yoga hosers. And it's a fine wine that will age over time. It won't, it's very forgettable. But Kevin's still a nice guy, and Herb again showed that he was a jellyfish when it came to spine.
No, you did all right there. You did better than they're describing, obviously.
No.
Because that was a little difficult.
No, first off, it was a 6-minute suck fest leading up to it. And then, he's like, Herb's like, let me tell you how I love you. I love you. I love you. You can't do no wrong. You can't do no wrong. Okay, I'm going to give you this review. Remember all the time that.
It was like a politician giving a movie review, right? It was so non-committal. It was like, well, sometimes I'm hot and sometimes I'm cold, and sometimes I like things, but then sometimes I don't. And then you had the camera, but then sometimes you cut away from the scene that I was enjoying, but then you took the scene that I didn't like. But then I went back to a scene that maybe I would have liked. Some people would have liked it. I might have liked it. Some people didn't like it. I might not have liked it. But you know what really it brings us now is the kids. Let's talk.
Yes.
Yes. It was.
Yeah.
You could run for office.
Yeah, no. That's all right.
Yeah, I didn't even notice all these comments. I got to read through all this, man. This one said, I think the reviewer would have been a bit more comfortable hiding behind his computer screen and keyboard. Yeah, like a little bitch.
So somebody who was hiding behind their computer screen.
Yes.
But notice the edge and how that cut, how that comment cut. That's what we were looking for.
Yes. That was good though. Let's see. They said it didn't connect for him because he is old. That's what the original Captain Tripp said about your review.
I think that's you.
No,
He's making up screen
I don't
names.
have different screen names for that, but that's great.
One of them is asked like, well, he didn't watch it while he was high. Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's true.
Because I'm willing to bet little German sausage Nazis are funnier when you're baked.
It might
be.
Yeah,
it might be.
Wherein Kevin overtalks to allow less time to get reamed. Glad he admitted it. Then the reviewer soft serves. Yep.
Oh, you soft served it.
Yep. That's what Sloppy Sand said that you soft serve, bro. I mean, we're not the one calling you. What is it? What's a good soft serve place? Powers, give me a Rashantni. Well, who?
Mr.
You guys
Softy.
eat frozen yogurt? Yeah, Mr. Softy.
Yeah, Carvel.
Yeah, there you go.
That would have been a good name for our earlier game, Mr. Softy.
Yeah.
Throwback.
Yeah.
Right there.
There you go. Let's see. Sheesh used up 8 minutes saying nothing. I hope he didn't get paid for his review.
No.
Oh,
I never do.
Yeah, don't worry.
we never
None of
paid
us
her.
did. You're fine.
Never.
Let's see. There's so many great little comments here. Kevin Smith talks for 7 minutes, and the critic gets 1 minute to give a softball review. Clickbait horse shit.
Oh.
Yeah, because we wanted hits.
Those were all of the videos we ever did, though. I think clickbait was a big part of it, just to get the views.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
You
that's what we
figured it out,
wanted,
you dude.
obviously. But you know what? We wanted more reviews by our film critic, our resident film critic, who we shine the light on every week, giving a real God honest review, just being, a film critic. It wasn't much to ask, but I get it. A lot of people don't like confrontation or afraid of it.
Most people don't.
Yeah.
And he's standing right there.
Yeah.
No, that was.
And that was
all right.
That was
That's a
Kevin
tough
Smith.
spot.
That was Kevin Smith pre-heart attack too. So
Yeah,
he
it's
still-
true. That's
He
true.
still had all the strength to him.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
strong
Yeah,
like bull.
he had that weight. He smoked a giant cone before coming on the show. A giant cone, and he gave me so much weed after. And I lived off that weed for like 6 months.
Oh my God.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was fantastic. So it was great. He could have took it. I don't think you could have been able to give a bad review to Quentin Tarantino. He probably would have called you the N-word or something.
Oh my God.
It wouldn't have ended well.
Yeah, it's
But
true.
Kevin Smith, the lovable teddy bear, stoner fuck, it would have absolutely took it on the chin like a man and you had an opportunity to do it and save our jobs and give us a video that would have went legitimately viral and have millions.
That's why we didn't get kept, because 60,000 was what they said in the meeting. They were like, if that YouTube video
it would have hit that benchmark.
Yeah.
Then we
How
would
could
have
they
been able to keep you?
Right. How do you think they would have been able to fire us if we had a video that we just put out that got over 2 million hits on YouTube? How could they?
They couldn't.
And Schmonty was the one that gets credit for getting Kevin Smith in studio. He slid into Kevin Smith's DMs. Kevin responded, went back and forth. He tagged him a couple times. He set it up, and then Schmonty flew in from DC to be a part of the show, and then we just ended up hitting it off. So, he did everything he could to save our job.
That was a very surreal day, because I remember red-eyeing it from DC and getting to the station and sleeping on the couch in the lobby there. With a cover, because God knows what has gone on that couch in the lobby there. But then waking up and then just doing the show with you and Kevin, and it was fun that became a reality. Like I joked with him, I think it was when I first started at KFMA back in 2015, and he dropped the bomb of Clerks 3 and he broke it to us, because I saw his tweets or whatever, and then I spammed it out to every movie site, so we can get all the glory. And then, I in that interview, he's like, I'm jealous of you guys doing radio. I'd love to do radio. It's like, well, if you ever want to swap places one day, just give me a call, let me know. So when he was in Tucson, and it was like this would be the perfect time to just throw that Hail Mary and see if he would actually bite on it. And he was like, oh my God, yeah, I can do a show. It's like, what do I have to do? It's like, nothing. We'll do all the prep for you. You just sit there and just talk. And the one time he got uncomfortable was when we started talking about sports. Yes. Right. And there was a really cool moment, and I wish I've lost the audio. I'm mad at myself, and I'm mad at you too, because I think you've lost it as well.
Definitely did.
But yeah, there was a moment we were talking about some sports story, and he started, movie directoring it, he was I could see this being a story, and blah, blah, blah. It's got a great arc, and this, and it was such a cool moment. I just wanted to save that audio for if he ever did a sports movie, and it was that. Again, we could have more credit.
Right. He gets uncomfortable when we bring up sports, just like Powers does. So Powers is very Kevin Smith-like.
I tell you, it's because the nerds associate sports with abuse.
That's true.
Because all the sports kids are the ones that beat us up for liking the stuff we like.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Poor Kevin Smith.
I'm sorry I abused you nerds.
That's right.
Playing my sports.
No, you're not.
Luckily, I knew, again, you got to get average enough at some of these sports. Like, I was always good enough. I'm not going to be picked last. I'll hit the ball. I'll make the catch. I'll sink with at least one basket. Rebounds, though, I'm told.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yep. Excellent. Well, look, we went into a little bit of overtime, but it's Friday. So I had a blast with you guys. Thank you guys for watching the stream. I even seen Rico pop in here. You could watch that link for Kevin Smith. I'm going to post it on my Facebook page. Schmonty, it was awesome having you pop in.
Yeah, it's wonderful being back.
Is there any last second or last minute insults or one last insult you want to give her before we go? Because, you got the floor, is anything that you wanted to say over the past, 3 years?
No, I feel like we vented a lot of those frustrations today. It was great to hear Herb's voice again. And now that you brought up that really was the reason why our show got canceled.
Yes.
I'm going to have to give the therapist a call, and maybe, I'm going to have a busy weekend. But other than that, thanks, Herb. I appreciate it.
Herb's very triggering.
Power, it's great to meet you. And Herb, good to see you again. You handsome.
Yeah, you as well, buddy.
Yeah. It was awesome having you on the show. We'll do it again here soon. So hopefully you have more lunch breaks in the future. I did post that interview for Kevin Smith on the Beef Vegan Facebook page. So if you guys want to watch the whole thing and see Herb, cave in real time. Yeah, wilt. And just puss out.
Wilt.
Legitimately puss out.
It's the Pac-Man dying sound.
Exactly. All right, we're going to wrap up this live stream. We'll see you guys tonight at the Roadrunners game. And when we come back next week, I think we're going to have some good video footage of us at the Renaissance Fair on Sunday. So that's going to be fun. Yep. All right. So you guys take it easy.